Email copywriting is a great way to make thousands of dollars every month from almost anywhere in the world. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through a super easy email copywriting tutorial that will help you get to the point of writing better emails for your clients. Easy enough that I think that if you follow it step by step, there'll probably be a pretty great chance you're left with some decent emails at the end of it. So you might want to bookmark this video and refer back to it later because I'm going to be going through this email copywriting process step by step for you. All right, so the first step for writing amazing sales emails is called discovery and information gathering. This is actually one of the most important steps when it comes to writing fantastic sales emails. Probably even more important than writing the emails themselves. Believe it or not, it's true. In order to write sales emails that are going to truly wow your clients, help your clients achieve the goals that they're hiring you for, and ultimately help you make a lot of money as an email copywriter, you need to make sure that you're completing this step with a lot of care and attention. So the basis of this step is you're going to want to collect as much information as possible on your client, their clients, what their goals are with this email, how they plan on having you help them achieve their goals, anything they want you to make sure that you're including in these emails you're writing for them. You need to collect as much information as possible. So when writing sales emails, here are a couple of goals that I typically find a lot of my clients are looking for, and by understanding what some of these common goals are, it'll help you figure out the types of questions you should be asking to gather more information about the project. So the first goal that your clients might have for this email is probably going to be something like wanting to book a meeting with a potential client. Another goal that they might have with your email is to actually sell a product directly through the email. And another goal I find that's pretty common when people hire me to write sales emails for them is they want the email to elicit some sort of a free trial sign up on their website. So what I like to do when I get a client that's interested in hiring me to write a sales email for them is I'll send them a requirements gathering questionnaire with a bunch of predefined questions that I've thought of that I feel would help give me a lot or all of the information I need to be able to confidently write these emails for them. And for most of my business that goes through Fiverr, you can actually set these questions to be mandatory that someone needs to fill out every time they place an order with you. Now I'm just gonna read through and show you a list of these types of questions that I use on the screen here. You can choose to use some of these, you can use all of these, or none of them for your copywriting business. But these should give you a good idea of the types of questions I'm asking so you can figure out the types of questions you should be asking. What does your company do? What is your value proposition? How do you currently sell your product? Do you have many repeat or loyal customers? Do you have competition? What does your competition do better than you? Who is your target audience? What's the number one reason why people buy your product? What's the number one reason why people choose not to buy your product? How much does your product cost? How much do your closest competitors cost? How did your company originally start? Does your company have core values? If so, what are they? Do you have any past email campaigns that you've used that you can share that did not yield the best results? What's your goal with the emails I'll be writing? So that's a pretty big list of requirements gathering questions that you can use for inspiration for your orders, but basically pick the questions or create questions that you feel will give you the information you need to be confident that you can start writing a project with a high level of confidence that you're going to deliver something great. All right, step 2 in writing great sales emails is writing great subject lines. Naturally, subject lines are an incredibly important part of writing a solid sales email because they're what entices people to click when an email hits their inbox for the first time. So when writing a sales email, I always make writing a strong subject line a top priority for me. So to keep things as easy as possible for you, I'm gonna list 3 simple rules you should make sure to follow when writing an awesome subject line. The first is to avoid anything that sounds like it might be spam. All caps looks spammy. Bunch of exclamation points looks pretty spammy too. Language that uses a bunch of emojis, things that say free or buy now in big letters, also pretty spammy. I would avoid any of those types of things. The second rule for writing awesome subject lines is to keep it short. I usually aim for 8 or 9 words. That works really well for me. And the third rule is to try to make the subject line a question. Questions and subject lines I feel are pretty awesome. I feel like they elicit this curiosity that people who see the question kind of want to open the email to see what it's related to. And also I feel like people are pretty compelled to respond to questions. So they might click through the email, with the intention of responding to it, which is a great thing. All right, so step 3 in this tutorial for writing great sales emails is writing really killer email bodies. Now, of all the parts of your sales emails, this is the part where the money is made, the body. This is where you typically hook the reader in, keep them engaged until they get to your call to action to do whatever it is you want them to do after reading the email. When it comes to this part of the tutorial as well, I'm going to try to keep things as simple as possible, breaking down a solid email body into 3 bite-sized chunks. The first is the opening line or the hook. The second part is the pitch, or where you'll be including most of the email information. The third part is your call to action and your close. Starting with your starting line or your hook, I find it usually works really, really well if you have it relate to the question you used in the email subject line. You could either make it a statement that's related to the question that was in the subject line, or just re-ask the question that you originally asked in that subject line in a little bit of a different way, like expand on it or something like that. The next part of your email body is that part where I said you'd be including your pitch or most of the information. Now this is the part where you want to tie the value proposition to something that the person reading this email is likely to care about. Now, if you remember back to the first step of this tutorial where I listed all of those requirements gathering questions, writing this part of your email is where those answers will come in handy. In a lot of cases, if you asked your client to provide you with their value proposition in your requirements, that'll slot in here really nicely. One thing you always want to make sure though is when you're writing in a value proposition in the body of an email, try to think about the target prospects, the people that this email is targeting, and adapt the value proposition to fit well with what they might be looking for. All right, so the last part of your email body is the closing lines or your call to action. This part of the email is where you're going to actually ask the reader to do something, either responding to the email, agreeing to a meeting, or actually purchasing something through a link or through the email itself. Again, to keep things super simple for you in this tutorial, here's a call to action or closing line that you can adapt to your own sales emails. I call it an if-then statement. The if relates to the pitch section just before this part of the email body. If that section resonated well with their business, or if that section solved a problem they're currently experiencing with their business, then they should take action, or then they should book a call, or then they should respond to get more information from you. Do you see how easy that was? Obviously, you're gonna fill in the blanks with information that you listed in that pitch. Like if that relates to how you're currently experiencing problems in your business, then we should set up a call to discuss further. That would be a call to action. You fill in the blanks based on what you've actually included in that email, based on the client you're working for or the product or service. Now, obviously, just a little disclaimer, when you're doing this with your own emails, don't just mindlessly regurgitate and copy what I'm telling you in this video. This video is the framework that you can use to adapt to the different emails you're writing. It's a pretty basic framework, but it's one that should have a pretty decent success rate for you. And as you get better, you can adapt it and tweak it based on your comfort level and how your skills improve as a copywriter as you start taking on a lot more projects. So that's it for this tutorial. Super easy. I tried to break it down in some really easy to follow steps that you can wash, rinse, and repeat to help you get really good at writing sales emails for people. So let me know in the comments what you think. Was this helpful? If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And until next time, happy writing. Take care, everyone. Cheers.